What is up, guys? My name is Jurne. Welcome back to another video. In this week's video, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm going to be covering the TinyHawk Freestyle 2. Now, if you guys remember last week's video, I told you guys I picked one of these up. I was lucky enough to be able to get it secondhand from someone in Amsterdam, and they barely flew it. So they put some foam paddings underneath because they were trying to fly it indoor and they didn't want to damage the drone, which was really cool. Alongside with the drone, I picked up the Fly More combo for this. So I got the goggles as well and the controller, which I'm planning to give to one of my family friends so they can learn how to fly FPV. So I thought that was a pretty good deal where I got this drone. Now, one of my setbacks with this drone is because it flies a little bit quicker than what I'm used to. And as you guys can see, the ducks behind me, I have a lot of cinewhoops. And the cinewhoops are usually meant to fly indoors, around people. They fly most of the time a little bit slower. And what I use them for mostly is cinematic B-roll. Now, this drone is a lot zippier and a lot faster, and that was one of the things that I was a little bit scared of, because obviously that means if you hit something, it's gonna wreck, you're gonna break it. However, I was able to get over that fear after about a week of owning it, and I decided to teach myself how to do the split S. Now, in no way, shape, or form I'm saying I'm a master at doing the split S, and I finally perfected it to the tiny bit details, but however, I think I got it down pretty well packed. So with this video, I kind of wanted to talk about my thoughts going into the FPV a little bit more. And I also wanted to talk about what upgrades you can get for the TinyHawk Freestyle 2. And tomorrow, I'm going to actually travel to go see one of my friends that has a 3D printer. And he should have actually printed some 3D parts for me. And hopefully they come out correct and all the size correctly, so we can put them on the drone and compare the flight footage from before the 3D parts and also with the 3D parts and see if they are worth upgrades for the drone. Yeah, so I guess let's jump in the video. I actually have some recorded footage from my DVR on me trying to practice how to do the split S and my progress from a week ago to up to recently, where I feel like I've definitely got it down packed. So let's get into this video.
Taylor about the fucking flex. Fucking flex. Fucking flex. Fucking flex. Fucking flex. Fucking flex.
So wait, I just realized I didn't really explain thoroughly what a split S is. So I'm gonna use the TinyHawk Freestyle to kind of demonstrate here. So you're gonna use your forward momentum as you're flying to basically flick your drone up or throttle up, usually over a subject, which in most cases are a tree or buildings. So what you want with this movement is you want the subject to stay in the center of your frame. So it's all about cinematic FPV for me. So what I wanted to do was keep the subject in the center of the frame while orbiting basically, but it's not necessarily orbiting because the drone's doing a split S movement, so it's not necessarily going into a circle around it. However, it's doing kind of half a circle above it. And then you're gonna basically finish the move down here, and then you're gonna fly back away. So that is what a split S is. I have a few tips in how to get the split S and do it a little bit easier, because I definitely learned a lot in my process. Now, the first tip is I will always recommend to fly over a field of grass or a grass area. Because as you guys can see in my video, I have crashed a lot and grass is a little bit more forgiving on your drone. Now, not that the TinyHawk needs it, it's a pretty sturdy and durable little guy. However, grass is a little bit more easier on the motors and on your frame. Second tip I have is it's all about the forward momentum. So you're gonna basically be flying. I'm not saying you have to be ripping out and flying super fast, but it's all about that forward momentum that you're gonna be carrying when you're going above and around the tree or the building or whatever you're going to try and do the split S over. And the main thing I did not know is also it's a lot about the movement forward. So you're basically trying to carry that momentum. So if you can, practice that momentum forward. So fly forward really fast and then go up and let off the throttle. So that was one of the big things for me that I had to learn because I never really cut throttle. So for me, it was always, every time I flied, especially when you fly whoops, they're a little bit heavier and require a lot more thrust. So for me, cutting throttle was not really a big commodity when flying whoops. You know, with whoops, even if you're going really, really slow and really low, trying to get those gaps and stuff like that, you're always on the throttle, you're always giving it a little bit, because if you cut it, it'll just fall out of the sky and get all wobbly and ruin your image. But with this freestyle drone, you have to basically cut the throttle a lot to kind of get it to glide and do whatever you want. So that's basically a little bit of a different style of flying that I'm used to, but I really enjoy it and I really like it. I actually wanted to give a huge shout out to Pineapple22. He's actually the YouTube channel I saw the upgrades for the TinyHawk 2. So he's basically who inspired this segment of the video of me trying to get the parts 3D printed to make the drone a little bit durable. And I'll definitely link his channel and the video he did of that, because that was a really, really cool video. That concludes this week's video, guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your TinyHawk Freestyle 2 as much as I'm enjoying mine. If you guys like this week's video, don't forget to drop a like down below. Also leave a comment if you have any questions about RCs or FPV. I'm going to try and help you to the best of my ability. And also subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more FPV and RC content coming your way. I'll see you beautiful people next time I upload. Peace.